Welcome back. In the ongoing story about the Internet Computer Protocol and the technology capabilities of this major blockchain, we are now hearing from the Internet Computer founder and chief scientist at the development arm of Internet Computer called Dfinity that banks will be using the Internet Computer Protocol's technology. And in today's video, we're going to be exploring what this technology is, what this technology is capable of, and how we know, and how I'm talking about you guys on this channel, that the banks are going to use the Internet Computer Protocol. Now, if you guys haven't seen my video just the other day, I want you guys to go watch it. It's called Citibank Eyes ICP. It's right here up on the screen. Just type in the Cryptoviser here on YouTube and type in, what was it called? I just refreshed the page and I lost where it was. Oh yeah, right here, Citibank Eyes ICP. And in this video, I played for you guys this video where this employee from Citibank actually attended the Internet Computer Live World Summit Conference in June of 2025, where they effectively launched Caffeine AI, which is the first AI-capable chain by basically utilizing Caffeine AI, which is a large language model, to read and write programs, dApps, applications, websites, and then not only be able to code it for you, but then publish it and host it on the Internet Computer Protocol. This is revolutionary. No other ecosystem has been able to achieve this. And if we think about where the AI narrative is going and how developers are currently using AI to make their jobs more effective, imagine how this is going to do with business and with banks and with large financial institutions. And so in today's video, we're going to break it all down and we're going to go through this technology, the technology specifically that the ICP founder is talking about. And we'll also refresh you on, this guy from Citibank who was actually at the conference and what this means for the future of the Internet Computer Protocol. Because as you guys know, I'm really bullish on the technology. Forget about the price movements and all of that for a second. What they are doing is achieving what they have promised and what they have set out to do over the last few years. And against all odds, ICP seems to be succeeding. So this is the Cryptoviser podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That way you never miss a new video. We upload every single day to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. Also, do me a favor, give the video a free thumbs up, because thumbs up are free, but crypto is not. And as you guys know, Internet Computer is not free. It's close, but it's not there just yet. By the way, that was a joke about ICP coin, but there are people who bought $200, $300, $400, $500 when the coin first launched. And again, against all odds, Internet Computer went through a failed launch, price manipulation from the likes of FTX and Alameda, and they continue to develop and work and, as they call it, chugga along, and boom, here we are today with the first iteration of AI that is deploying dApps directly on chain, which is pretty revolutionary. But meanwhile, while everybody's focused on AI on the Internet Computer, there's other capabilities and technology on the Internet Computer. And Dominic, the founder of Internet Computer, said, someone asked, what happened to Utopia? He said, A, it's almost ready. Caffeine will deploy to Utopia as well as the Internet Computer. Total coverage. Now, you may be saying, well, Cryptoviser, what the hell is Utopia? Well, Dom said, and we're going to go deep into it in a second. But he said, if you haven't heard of Utopia, the technology basically allows corporations and governments to create private internet computers in the mode of sovereign serverless clouds, which can integrate with the public network, which will broaden ICP penetration and network effects. Effectively, it allows, a business to create their own internet computer on Utopia, right, on a serverless cloud, while still maintaining, the capabilities of it. Now, somebody asked Grok what Utopia is, and Grok, we know, is XAI. It says Utopia, built on the Internet Computer Protocol by Dfinity, is a decentralized platform aiming to enhance banking cybersecurity. It uses serverless clouds to reduce single points of failure, supports secure AI for threat detection, and ensures data sovereignty. this could address recent bank data breaches. However, challenges include high integration costs, scalability issues for high transaction volumes, and regulatory hurdles. While blockchain may improve transaction security, its reliability in banking remains debated due to limited testing. Well, Grok, it's absolutely correct. We know the banks, first of all, the banks have been testing blockchain for years, years. Look at JP Morgan, look at Fidelity. They have been testing this technology. And for us to believe that they've haven't tested any other blockchains outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's nonsense. They definitely have tested or hire companies to do it for them, but they are definitely aware and involved. And by the way, banks don't think that blockchain solves anything because banks are the intermediary. They are the control mechanism in the financial ecosystem. And so they have a fiduciary duty to make sure that crypto doesn't succeed. Because if crypto succeeds, the banks fail. I mean, the banks have already failed, but you guys know what I'm talking about even further. And so let's go through the challenges again, right? Challenges of banks integrating this is high integration costs. Well, banks have unlimited money, so they can do whatever they want. So that's not a challenge at all. Scalability issues for high transaction volumes. Well, this is generally an issue for crypto in general, but as we've covered more recently on the Internet Computer, ICP is now the fastest possible blockchain on the planet. They have proved the capability of doing at least 12,000 transactions per second, and that's just during testing of their AI capabilities. That's not even fully on-chain deployment of this technology, right? Or major usage either. This is just in testing mode. They achieved 12,000 transactions per second, which is about 3 or 4 times the next fastest blockchain, which is Solana. So that's not really an issue for Internet Computer. And regulatory hurdles. Yeah, regulatory hurdles could definitely still be an issue, but I think less so now than it has been because of the current administration. Now, we're going to come back to this video in a minute, but I really wanted to kind of zero in on what Dominic said. Dominic said in response to this, that said big banks report data breaches. JP Morgan, Bank of America, and TD Bank report breaches compromising customer data. And by the way, it's not just the banks. We've been hearing this company after company keep getting hacked, right? And by the way, there's no consequence for these companies or for the executives. That's why this keeps happening, because they're not putting enough money into their security of their systems. And this is the result. It's quite incredible. And so I don't even think that the hurdle is that it needs to be lower cost, because I don't think that the companies would integrate it anyway. There needs to be consequences for data breaches, because otherwise, who cares? We won't spend the money on it. And then when it happens, we'll say, sorry, we couldn't have foreseen this happening. It's like, what? Every company's getting hacked. How could you not have seen it happening? Anyway, Dominic said, Utopia is going to be trialed by some banks outside the US, but secure ICP compute revolution needs to be there too. We'll work on it. So effectively, he is addressing the fact that we need ICP compute on Internet Computer. We need it on Utopia. We need Utopia on the Internet Computer. We need it all integrated, right? Everything needs to work with each other. And that's what we're seeing not only Internet Computer do, but really the wider crypto ecosystem, minus a few projects that still believe they're going to be successful, completely being siloed and having no DeFi, no interoperability, no bridges, no stable coins. It's incredible. Even, I'm critical of Internet Computer that they have chain key cryptography, but I still believe that they need natively issued tokens, specifically stable coins like Tether and USDC. One of the two. I think the USDC issue for ICP is ICP Dfinity is not a US-based organization, right? They're based in Switzerland. So that could be a huge issue for them getting USDC. Maybe not if they create a US branch, but I don't know that that's even a concern for them right now. But they definitely need to think about it. And I think at least they can integrate Tether for sure, natively issued. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about Utopia. So Dominic is literally telling us it's going to be trialed by some banks. Not that they're looking for banks to trial it, that banks are going to trial it. So I created this video called Citibank Eyes ICP. Go watch it. I showed you this video of a Citibank employee at Internet Computer Protocol's World Computer Summit, where they launched the first iteration of AI that can deploy dApps and host dApps on chain completely. And people were in the comments like, Cryptoviser, I don't think Citibank is really interested. And it's like, seriously? People were saying, oh, Cryptoviser, he's just there to promote his book. Maybe. But I also, I don't think that he would be mentioning Citibank if he didn't really work for Citibank. Let's listen to what he says. And by the way, if you're up to this point in the video, don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up. We upload every single day to bring you the latest happening in the financial world completely for free. So hit subscribe, give the video a free thumbs up. Crypto's not free, thumbs up are free. And if you want to help support the channel financially, click the join button down below to learn how you can become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month. If you think all of the information that I provide for free every day of the years, basically 2 times a day, every day, if you think that's worth $2 a month, become a channel member, $1.99. We also have upper tiers, and thank you to all of our channel members for the continued support. And you can also leave a super chat if you don't want to become a channel member. Anyway, let's listen in.
Hi everyone, we are at World Computer Summit 2025. I'm here now with Kelvin Ibrahim. Kelvin, can you tell more about yourself and what's your background?
Hi everyone, I am Kelvin Ibrahim, and it's a pleasure to be here. I work at Citibank as a product manager, and aside that, I'm also an author. Recently released a book. We should all be product managers, but I'm excited to be here. The room is packed with so much going on. There's 1,001 people that I need to say hello to. There's so much innovation going on out here, but I'm most importantly here to learn and to connect and to see how we can all collaborate together.
So listen, there's definitely a possibility he's just there to promote the book and become a product manager within the IC space. But just a few days later, Dominic posted this. And so, guys, I want to be clear, right? A lot of what we talk about is speculation on this channel, right? This may or may not happen. We don't know. But our job as investors is to speculate, right? Is Bitcoin going higher? Is this a good investment? Is this a bad investment? We don't know where the future is going to be, right? We don't know. Everyone thinks Bitcoin's going to go higher and it doesn't have any downside risk over the long term, but it could, right? We could have Satoshi's wallet hacked overnight. I mean, it's possible that that happens, and that would lose credibility of the whole network potentially and drive the price down substantially. So these things could happen. We are here to speculate. We're here to look at the data and say, like, what is the most likely outcome of this, right? Where is this going to be bullish for the ecosystem or bearish? Well, to understand a little bit more about the answer to that, we have to understand what utopia actually is, right? Because this is not the first time we heard about utopia. Supposedly, Internet Computer, they've been working on this for a while, right? This is from June of last year. So basically 1 year ago from when I'm recording this video. It says Dfinity announces a new ICP-powered platform to tackle cybersecurity. Again, 1 year before I'm recording this video, this is when this came out. It says the Dfinity Foundation introduced a new ICP-powered platform to replace traditional cybersecurity measures. According to the press release, the platform, dubbed Utopia, is a private serverless cloud infrastructure designed for government entities and enterprise organizations. According to the press release, Utopia stands for Unstoppable, Tamper-Proof, Open Platform for Independent Autonomy. Wow. Utopia will enable artificial intelligence to run securely, allow native management of digital assets, and allow governments to attain sovereignty. Dominic Williams, the founder and chief scientist at Dfinity, elaborated on the purpose of the platform, saying Utopia reinvents compute by solving for the greatest IT challenges of our time: cybersecurity, resilience, IT productivity, and sovereignty. Utopia aims to help governments attain sovereignty through AI, but the recent lack of digital asset guidance suggests governments might not be ready or willing to fully embrace the technology. Regulatory, and by the way, again, this was in 2024, so this was before the very pro-crypto administration. Regulatory uncertainty demonstrated in the US in 2024 evidences this governmental adoption hurdle. Dominic poses utopia as the solution for government sovereignty, saying governments are weary of cloud services as they must surrender sensitive data to them. Utopia offers a solution by enabling them to operate next generation private sovereign clouds over home country hardware that have game changing security properties. It highlighted a rise in cybersecurity threats, including ransomware attacks and personal data being released. And we know that this has been going on. Utopia aims to address the rise in cyber threats by creating large scale enterprise computing capable of blocking unauthorized access, functionality changes, data breaches, and ransomware installations. So there you go. That is a basic understanding of what Utopia was last year. And remember, right around this time is when we started to see the acceleration. First of all, June of 2024 was effectively like the middle of the year top in the markets. We saw more upside in the end of 2024, but the beginning of the year, there was a lot of excitement, right, from 2023 into 2024. And what do we see happen in the beginning of 2024 as well? Dominic and the team showed us the first on-chain AI capabilities of internet computer. And then we started to see Utopia getting talked about and released. And really for the last year, basically a year and a half, they've been working on all these capabilities and technologies. And now we're seeing the release of these now. And so now that they're being released, now we're seeing more building, more testing, more kind of iterations. And we have a lot of banks and probably private entrepreneurs and venture capitalists and companies that are looking how they can, make money in this whole new way of thinking about what compute is. So this is a Utopia document. It says compute reinvented. It says compute is a lifeblood of society that's fundamental to well-being and prosperity. But the current IT is complicated, sometimes fragile, and cannot be reliably protected against cyber attacks. Enterprise and government applications are always safe, don't need protecting by anti-malware firewalls. Meanwhile, building and administrating them is made vastly simpler, multiplying the productivity of IT personnel. When sovereignty is an issue, Utopia clouds can be created over self-managed home country hardware. Welcome to a brighter open source future. And they show, what Utopia stands for: unstoppable, tamper-proof, open platform for independent autonomy. Private clouds, the owner controls. Private clouds running over big tech clouds. Sovereign clouds on home country hardware. And an open app store with pre-made services. And on the Caffeine AI demo, we actually showed you that, and Dominic later pointed it out, that there is going to be an app store where you'll be able to deploy free or pay applications and dApps directly on the internet computer. So serverless clouds with game-changing advantages, safety without firewalls and anti-malware, serverless tech and AI that drives IT productivity, IT builds without vendor lock-ins, software systems cannot crash, right? Because they're unstoppable on Utopia. Anyway, technology forged through 1,000 plus person years of research and development. I don't know what exactly that means, but okay. Utopia adapts the Internet Computer Protocol technology for enterprise cloud usage, right here at the bottom of the screen. ICP is developed by Dfinity, which is a nonprofit supported by substantial endowments, and Utopia joins this effort by adding substantial additional resources as a licensor for private compute. ICP technology has been proven in a public networking environment, powering a mainstream network that has not gone down or been hacked. This is how we reinvent compute. Global current IT costs and expenditures, $9.2 trillion is the cost of cybercrime. We just heard about, Coinbase, which basically they're saying there's like something like $50 million in thefts or hacks from Coinbase every week or something like that. It's pretty crazy. $5.606 trillion of total IT expenditure, $2 trillion on IT personnel. And so this is going to be replaced. A lot of it, right? People used to go to think that, oh, well, becoming a doctor is the premier job. And now doctors are not really making as much as they used to make, or maybe they're making as much as they used to make, but with inflation, the value of what they're making is less. And you know, a lot of people went to school to become IT people, right? But what is IT people? You really need to be an engineer and very, very intelligent to make it, because there's so much competition now, and that also drives the cost down. But now with AI, I mean, you could have one AI doing 15 different things, especially when we see what caffeine AI can do with building apps and building dApps, and just the first iteration that we've seen publicly available. Imagine how it's going to iterate over the course of the next 3-4 years, where it's going to be, right? So yeah, going back to Utopia, the future cloud platforms need resilience to data center failure, right? Big tech cloud centers glitch and go down. Just a few days before I'm recording this video, all the major providers of services online went down, right? They're all very highly centralized. And while that could be good for some things, it's also really bad for security and network security, because all you got to do is get into one system, and now you have access to pretty much every other system that's connected to it. And so that is really what they're going for with Utopia. It creates Byzantine fault-tolerant serverless clouds using mathematical replication. Hosted computation and data is transparently replicated across the cloud compute nodes using a mathematically secure network protocol. The failure of a subset of nodes does not break the cloud or hosted services, even if caused by a skilled adversary with hardware access. These features also solve for ransomware penetration and data exfiltration. Utopia's new approach to cybersecurity makes cybersecurity systems unnecessary, creating serverless private clouds over big tech cloud services. So you escape vendor lock-in, updating a Utopia's underlying compute nodes, and it doesn't interrupt hosted applications. You can see that Google Cloud, Amazon Web Service, and Azure and IBM all filter up to Utopia, not Utopia filtering up to them. So yeah, create mobile, local area, unstoppable cloud platforms. I'm just going to kind of rush through the rest of this. Bootstrap serverless cloud infrastructure in developing markets. And when geography separates data centers, you can use Starlink. An app store will make pre-made sovereign services available using passkey ID. We know about, I think they call it, I forget what they call it, ICP ID, Internet Computer ID, or something like that. It's basically like a single sign-on for all the applications within Internet Computer. File sharing and messaging, we've talked about that before, online services and systems, AI models, and digital assets. And so Utopia is basically providing a lot of potential for Internet Computer, for large corporations that need to use clouds, that don't want to, I mean, think about, you either have to go to Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, like they basically all probably have very similar services and very similar prices. But what does the security look like? And what is the security compared to, where Utopia is going? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what these banks actually do, how many banks. I mean, think about this. It says Utopia is going to be trialed by some banks. That sounds like multiple. That sounds like more than one. So now you have not only the AI narrative with Internet Computer, but you have potential or the actual banks that are going to be trialing Utopia. Now, yes, then maybe they're going to be trialing it outside the US, but we know that the US-based banks are watching. Citibank had their employee at the World Computer Summit. And there's still people who are like, no, he wasn't really there. I'm like, okay, this video is not AI generated that I know of. But yeah, I mean, Citibank is there. I showed you guys the other day a video of Sam Altman talking about basically the Internet Computer without saying it was the Internet Computer. And because ICP is the only major blockchain really solving the problems with on-chain compute, AI integrations, AI applications that can read and write on chain, chain fusion technology, the ability to compute and write on other blockchains. This is not being done by any other ecosystem. And so, again, we can go through the top 10, top 20 by market cap, or even top 50 cryptos by market cap, but none of them even come close to Internet Computer. We know Hedera is going to be using some of the AI capabilities of Internet Computer for their AI. And they just launched an AI studio. They just launched a stablecoin studio. And so Internet Computer can also tap into Hedera for access to some of that stablecoin liquidity, maybe use some of their products as well. And by the way, this is all going on as other top 20 cryptos still have zero interoperability. They have zero DeFi. They have zero bridges. They have zero stablecoin liquidity, right? And so when we're looking at what is, not what if, when we're looking at the overall crypto market outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, a lot of these projects are and have been all talk. All talk. I mean, people are talking about Ripple like, oh, XRP is going to go to the moon. And it's like, based on what? Just because they got out of the lawsuit with the SEC, they created their own stable coin. What else? They're still selling their XRP. They made no mention anywhere over the last couple of years how they're going to drive the price of XRP higher. And so maybe technologically they're going to advance, but from a price perspective of an underlying coin, how could that possibly happen? How could that possibly be a good investment when I'm looking at a blockchain that can run serverless cloud technology, can run AI and deploy, dApps and websites and host them directly on chain, developing and deploying technologies they promised. I mean, we're in the world of crypto where we get promise after promise after promise, and most of these chains never actually truly deliver what they said they were going to. Internet Computer's doing it. And all the metrics are pointing in that direction. And meanwhile, people are still completely oblivious to Internet Computer. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Because people keep asking Cryptoviser, you always talk about Internet Computer, but look at the price. It's still a $3 billion market cap coin. And I agree. We have coins out here like SWI that are being pumped by the billionaires. And by the way, they're going to be dumped by the billionaires too. Does absolutely nothing, right? Yes, it has interoperability. Yes, it has smart contracts. Yet, who cares? All the other chains have that as well. Internet Computer has something different. This is what's so unique about it. Maybe that's what's unique about Ripple and XRP, is that it is different. It is unique, right? I mean, personally, I don't get it. I see more potential in Internet Computer because once the AI narrative picks up, Internet Computer is it. They are it. And by the way, we're at the beginning of this, right? Most of these other blockchains, they haven't even started this. They don't have the ability to compute, to host, to actually host things on chain, right? Most NFT platforms, they're just links to the JPEG. They're not hosting the actual JPEG of the NFT. And so, I don't know, everything that I'm seeing with Internet Computer, all of these metrics, all of the improving of the metrics, fastest blockchain on the planet currently, the only one that is actually able to compute. AI is going to be running on chain very shortly. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to get you to see what a lot of people are not seeing. That Internet Computer appears to be headed on the right path from an AI perspective, from Utopia's launch or relaunch or revamp or whatever we're calling it now, right? The banks are interested. Big tech and big AI are interested. Why are you not interested in Internet Computer? I'd love to know down below in the comments because there are still a lot of ICP haters. They say ICP is a scam. The coin's never going higher. There's no actual technology. Besides all of that nonsense, right, which is basically not true, why are you not bullish on Internet Computer? But if you are bullish, make sure you tell us in the comments below as well. Also, give the video a free thumbs up. We upload every single day to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's video. Invest responsibly, do your own research, and crypto on.